Sir, is it visible now?
Yeah, it's visible. Yeah.
So, sir, when I did this, I did the render and then it's suddenly not showing. But I have a
Yeah, I
file
know because
in.
the reason is you asked the format to be a PPT, so it's
Okay.
creating a PowerPoint document. Okay,
Oh,
but
okay. So
that
I got it. Yes, sir.
yeah,
I got a
RStudio
document
does
like
not
this.
have the capacity to view a PowerPoint because that's proprietary software. No? I mean, it does not have the viewer. It only works with the this thing. So when you go to the files option, I think
I got it's
yeah,
downloaded, sir.
one
Coming
other
like
thing I
this.
wanted to ask you is that Shruti, you should also always ensure that you're working within a project. Okay.
Okay,
Right now,
sir.
your project
Yes,
is
sir.
none,
I'm
right?
working. Yes, sir.
Yeah, click on that. Maybe you can go to the right.
Wait, sir. Which one, sir? Could not delete. Sir, this PPT is open and it's stuck.
Okay, that's okay. You can close the PPT. That's fine.
No, close.
Okay, you want to stop share?
Yes, sir. No, sir. Yeah, closed it. Okay.
Yeah. Now you can go to the
Some other
project.
yes.
No. On the right, cancel. On the top right corner. Yeah, go there.
Okay.
So, which project are you working on? Were you working on?
And I had saved hands-on, but I didn't open it. I think I had saved the file name like that, hands-on 13.8 as.
Okay.
It's not saved.
That's okay. So first
Then I
thing
think
first thing I would once again ask you to do is just save this Damtari code. Okay, save it for now.
save, sir. Just save.
Yeah, save the changes whatever you want. Okay, now I want you to open a new project.
Okay.
So you're working on this project now. You want to create a web page, for example, for this Damtari. Okay, you want to just create a very quick profile of Damtari district in the lens of AHS survey. Is that okay?
Actually, sir, the data I have to download from WhatsApp. I lost it, so I think I should just
Yeah,
download
you can
that.
open new project.
Someone else because
Where would you like this project to be?
it's in my drive, sir. So with research and there is a file desktop now.
Yeah, just recheck, click on
So
browse. You can click on the browse. Okay, this is where you want to be. Integrating data and so on file doesn't exit. We want to create a file.
yes.
Okay. Okay, can you say cancel? Okay. Okay, one other question. Today's date, no, you put today's date, right? Okay, you can now create a new
Yes.
project. Yeah, you can create a new project. You can call it Damtari QMD. Or, yeah, QMD, not PMD. Yeah. So you have now created a new project. Okay. You can click on that. You're using which laptop?
It's my old laptop which was repaired, sir. I don't know with the Zoom again. It's still getting stuck. I upgraded my RAM, everything.
Yeah, I think the only solution is for you to get a laptop, no?
Yes. Sorry, sir. It's not opening.
That's
Should
okay.
I stop sharing, sir?
Yeah, you can stop. Maybe who else is joined?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's stuck now, sir. Okay. I thought
Sorry. That's
Yeah,
okay.
maybe.
That's okay. That's okay. But then you'll have to fix it. Huh? It's already 2 months now. Hmm?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
I was
Yeah.
waiting for it. I got it repaired, and it's the first time with Zoom because the R is
Yeah.
functioning as such. I think always
Yeah.
with Zoom it was crashing. Like
Yeah. Because Zoom also takes a
it's
lot
now
of
first
RAM
time.
actually. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Now it's
Okay.
the first time I did it. And yeah,
Okay. Then
sir, I
what do you what I'll do is because it's just the both of you. I think I'll share my screen and we can go through the tutorials, right? The primers. Is that okay?
oh,
Yeah.
okay, sir.
Yeah. Suvarna, is that okay?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So what I'll do is till Parthi or somebody can join and you know maybe they can share their screen. What I'll do is I'll just share my screen. Are you able to see?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. So this is the RStudio education website. I'm just sharing it with you on the Zoom link as well. So if you guys want to follow along, you can follow along. Okay. So let's take the beginner part. So this is a good resource where you have different categories, right? For what you want, you can go to the blog. Blog gives you a very interesting way of teaching you things, right? For example, yeah, this is something that is quite old. Yeah, yeah. I think you can have a look at this on your own because there's a lot. But you can go to this learn. In learn,
Yes.
we can choose beginners. We have also on the right panel we have resources, books, tutorials. If you want to, have a Cloud RStudio session and all of that, that's also available here. Okay.
Okay.
So this is basically installing our RStudio and Tidyverse and etc. That we already did it, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
So there is a good resource talking about spend an hour with gentle introduction to tidy statistics. Maybe we can just open that. That's a webinar. So there is a 1 hour session. Okay, you can just go through that. That will give you Thomas Mock is also a part of RStudio. Is a very accomplished data scientist as well. So a lot of the advanced tutorials and things he usually takes them. But yeah, we can. So this is the primers thing that we were talking about. Okay, we can just look at that now. So the basics. Let's go to programming basics. Okay. R is easiest to use. Are you able to see the screen? Is this better?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir. This is
Okay.
better.
We have functions and their arguments. That's what we'll look at maybe today. Objects, data types, vectors, list, and the R package system. Okay. So functions again. Are you able to see or listen? No,
Yes,
no.
sir.
You're able to listen?
Listen, no, sir. No, sir. No
No
sound, sir.
sound,
We
sir.
can see.
No sound. Okay. Okay. We can use right. Yeah. Okay. Can you start to use the square root function in the chunk below and compute the square root of this? So basically, there are two ways of uh, doing this. SQRT, and then we can give this. This would give us the answer. Okay. Or what we can do is say both the first one and second one gave you the same answer.
Yes.
Okay, so function here is square root, and always a square root is followed by a bracket. I mean, a function is followed within a bracket. Okay, but this is also a type of a function. It's saying that take this and do this. Okay, so
Yeah.
functions can be in many ways. It can even your assign operator is a function, isn't it? So you're saying take this and
Yes, sir.
put it into that. So take this and do that option is a function. Okay? So the argument within square root here is called, within this function, the number 962 is actually a argument. An argument has a value, right? So argument goes within a function. Argument is going within a function. Here also, what we are saying is take this and do this operation. We are taking an argument and then we are giving, asking it to do a function. But one thing you also need to understand is there are something called as a optional argument and mandatory argument. Okay, if I just say square root and I try to run, it will say there is no argument that is passed within square root. Okay, so that means square root needs to take a mandatory argument. Okay, that mandatory argument here is, you can look at the help menu. I will do this. I'll open the help menu. So I'm looking at the help menu for square root. Yeah, square root. So base will have a square root function. Yeah, base package. Yeah, square root. Square root is taking one argument x, which is a numeric or a complex vector or an array. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So it says what x is. So the help menu is quite self-explanatory on what it is going to do. But there are certain other functions which don't actually need a mandatory argument. Okay. For example, let me just system date. Okay. System date is actually going to tell us what is the date of that current system. Here right now it's running on the R cloud, so it's actually finding that particular system. But we don't have an argument within this. Okay, so here there are functions that don't need any argument as well. But there are other functions which need a something called as optional argument that we can see later on. But I hope you understand what a function is doing.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now we'll go to the argument. So this is already what we said. If I say R now, n argument is missing. Okay. Okay, I can ask R now. Okay. Even here, then in that case, we can write R square root. It's taking X. So if you see argument X
Yes, sir.
is coming here. Anyway, can you tell any other, can we look for mean?
Yes, sir.
Mean is taking X and anything else. So let us look at the mean function help. Arithmetic mean. So mean is taking, so it's the same, right? Whatever is there within that function. Any other function you can say? Mutate. Do you want to check for mutate?
Mutate.
It's taking
Yes, sir.
data. Okay. Any other function?
Pivot.
Pivot, huh? Pivot longer. Okay. It's saying it's taking data, columns, names to all of that. Okay. So this is interesting, but if you see in my console pane here on the right, the moment I type pivot, I don't know if you're able to see it properly. The moment I type pivot, you also have all this coming, right? So RStudio helps you to look at the arguments, optional arguments, all of that very easily. See, anything that follows dots after this is actually an optional argument. Anything before it is a mandatory argument. Am I clear?
Sorry, sir. Can you show that?
Okay.
It's just one more, sir. We can see.
Okay. You're able to see this pivot wider, pivot longer, the help menu is coming.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I don't know if you'll appreciate it, but here it is written data, calls, and then 3 dots are there.
Yes, sir.
Okay. After that, some additional this thing is there, right? So anything after these 3 dot means these are optional arguments. Okay. Anything before these dots are actually mandatory arguments. You need to at least give it the data and the columns to actually do the pivoting. Okay. You can specify, okay, where the prefix will come and names, what should be the name to and things. Here, the default for names to it is given as name. Anyway, that's values to is given as value. So if you don't specify names to and values to, what it will do is it will name its column as name and values column as value. These are the default. Okay. Are you getting what I'm trying to say?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. I think some kind of feedback would be helpful. So, okay, we'll go to the next one. So these are arguments. Okay. So which arguments are R norm or optional? Incorrect. Because
It needs an argument.
I'll show you. Okay. R norm, there are no 3 dots. But anyway, they have already taken the default values, isn't it? That means if you don't give an argument for mean, it is going to take mean as 0. Okay. If you don't give it an argument for SD, it will take SD as 1. Isn't it?
Yes.
So now, if you answer the question, which of the following are actually optional? What would you say?
Mean and SD.
Mean and SD.
Mean and SD.
Submit answer. Correct. X is not an optional value because it does not have a default value. So mean default was 0. Standard deviation is 1. So for example, if I want to type, what they're trying to say is that if I take 100, see, R norm is a function that is actually giving us the random normal distribution values. So for example, if you want 100 values that are actually normally distributed, so these are those values. Okay. And if you really don't believe me, I'll draw a histogram and show you that it is randomly distributed. Okay, we can take 10,000 as well. That would be a little more interesting. Okay. So what do you think the mean is?
0.
Mean is 0. Standard deviation is 1, actually. 1 SD. So that's why 2 SD is here. Anyway. Use R norm to generate 100 normal values with a mean of 100 and standard deviation of 15. Okay. So shall we do this question? How would you, can you guys tell me?
R norm 100.
R norm 100. Then
5.
Mean is equal to 100.
mean equals to 100.
SD is equal to 15.
15. Okay, let me draw histogram. Okay, good. Correct?
Yes.
Yeah. One other thing I can do. If I give this, now also it is correct. Okay. But if I change mean and SD to different places, it's going to consider this as, so sometimes even if you don't give the name specifically, you should know the order, but it's always good to do it this way. Okay. Ideally, what we should have given is also something like n equals to 100. Okay. I can make n equals to 10,000 as well. So it's more normally distributed. Okay. What do you think is the error here? Yeah. The mean is represented as mu. Okay. But we know it's actually mean. Yeah. Okay. And now that we're going to talk about objects. Okay. You can choose almost any name you like for an object as long as it does not begin with a number or a special character like this. Okay. I think that's quite easy to understand. Which of these would be valid object names? Come, tell me. You can, what do you call it? Unmute yourself and keep, unless and until there is a lot of disturbance around you.
So today,
Okay,
first,
then first, okay,
parts,
first,
F double O,
and
F double O
last one. Okay.
last one.
Okay, I think you guys, I want you to read the first line again.
With the number. Okay, sir. So first is not a valid object.
Right? First cannot be a valid object because it is starting with a number, isn't it? See? Does not begin with a number. Let me try and see. Okay? Let us see first. Unexpected symbol in first. Okay?
Yes.
But if I do this, no. Okay. Anyway, let us not complicate things. So we'll submit. Submit is saying incorrect. So we'll remove first. Submit answers. Yes. Okay. In the chunk below, save the results of this as data and call a histogram on data to plot the histogram. I am copying this. I'd say data. And then what I should do, I should call histogram data, isn't it? So I'll run the code. Okay. But then I can also do this. Sorry.
Histogram.
Okay. It's one and the same. Two histograms have come. Okay. What do you think would happen if you assign data to a new object named copy, just like this, and run the code? What will happen? They'll be the same.
That will be the same.
Same.
Yeah. Or you can also do this. This is data. This is copy. This is, you're asking if data is equal to copy. Am I clear?
Yes.
Yes.
What is data?
Yes.
You want to find out what kind of object it is?
Yes. Sir.
How to do?
Data class, Python class.
Class. There are other this thing also, na? We have structure also. We'll see that. It says data is numeric. Okay. It's not a data frame. Okay, because you are asking it to randomly
Yes, sir.
generate
It's
a string, a vector of 100 numbers. Okay. So we'll come to vectors, I guess. That's what they're taking us anyway. Okay. Objects provide an easy way to store data in R. In fact, R comes with many toy datasets preloaded. Examine the contents of Iris to see a classical toy dataset. How would you learn more about Iris object? Okay. So Iris is the dataset. So this is the dataset, Iris. Actually, if you actually look at in RStudio console, that will be more realistic because it won't usually be open as a data table. It will be open as. So this object, what you're seeing right here, output is called a data table. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. But realistically, it look like something like this. Okay. Why is the output not very good? It's very hard to see what it really is talking about. So what I'll do is I'll say Iris table. I'll create a new Iris as underscore table, isn't it?
Yes.
And now I'll ask it to give me Iris table. So the output is, so look at the first output, data frames output, when you said the, give the object. So it's giving you all the rows, right? 150 rows and everything. But here it's saying that, okay, it's a table of these many rows and these many columns. These are the column heads. There are 40 more rows. If you want to see more, you can say print n equals to. So let us see what will happen. N equals to maybe first 100 rows. Iris. It's giving me first 100. Okay. And you see, it's saying that species is actually a factor. Okay. Because it realized, anyway, we'll see that later on. Is this clear? Can we move forward? Okay.
Yes.
This is here.
Yes.
There are other things to do. We can do with Iris, right? If you want to know more about that data set, what would you do? You'd say Iris and this. Okay, Iris only we'll see. Iris class. It's a data frame, but Iris underscore table classes. It's not just a data frame. It's also table and table data frame. Okay. You getting my point?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Sir.
So the workhorse of
Yes, sir.
tidyverse is actually a tibble. That is, this extra property that it is having is actually going to make our lives much more easy. And this was not there until quite recently. And recently in the sense that around last 3 years, 5 years, this has started. Okay? When we were learning, it was not there. Okay, anyway. So if you want to, if you say by mistake, you're saying 1 equals to iris, and then when you ask what iris is, and you look at it class, okay?
Yes.
Get my point? You can override things, but once you want to, once you have overridden it, if you want to remove this object by mistake, you can say remove. RM is the shortcut for that. And then when you ask it what is iris, it will say okay. Okay. It has taken the previous iris, right? Okay.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Very good. Vectors. I think whatever they're telling in these videos, it's the same thing that you get to do, but I would like for you to also practice because these videos are not very long. It's just 1 minute, right? But they will give you some kind of this thing. In the chunk below, create a vector that contain integers from 1 to 10. Okay. Can you help me do this?
Vector bracket, I think 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3, then 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
But then when I run the code, it's saying I don't know.
It's we have to put vector bracket, I think. I don't know.
C in the bracket.
Vector bracket and then open it, is it? Or vector, huh?
Vector.
Victor.
Yes, a vector.
Okay. What's happening?
So we should put the C on parenthesis. We have to put this.
Okay, not this. It's saying that we have to do this, isn't it?
Yes. Before that, we have to.
Okay. Before that, we have to, you were saying something, Parthi?
Yes, we have to assign also the data is C.
Okay. Okay. Maybe my vector, isn't it? But why nothing is showing? Because you just assigned it. You're not asked to show it.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
One other way you can do is say, okay. Yeah, you can type it out all, but here 10 it is okay. You've asked me to type, but if it is 100,
Yes.
yeah, okay. So, but yeah, this also can be spared as my vec. I'll call it my vec2. This is my vec1. Okay, sorry, my vec1. Okay. Now I'll ask it, is my vec2 same as my vec1? What do you think the answer is?
True.
Sorry?
Both are same.
Yeah, same.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Can we move?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. If you run the vector contains continuous numbers, 1 to 20. It's good. Yeah. You can extract any element. Yeah. That's something that you can run. Okay. How do you extract the fourth element? This is called indexing. This is called indexing. When you say 1, it's going to give you the first element. When you say 2, it's going to give you the second element. When you say 3, third element, and then they asked us the fourth element, so it should be 8.
Four.
Yeah. Okay. Anybody want to play around with this? What if we say vec minus 1?
Absolutely.
Valid.
What did it do? It removed the first element.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, I thought you guys said you wanted the last one, huh? Huh?
I think I thought it was an error.
Okay. Okay. What did I do?
We
First,
just pull the
First and last.
Yeah, there are functions for that. So I simply use those functions. Okay. It's not very difficult to remember these, no?
yes.
Is it?
Yes.
It's
No,
not a function. It's not a very big thing. It's just a name that. So
we
that's
can't use pull function here, sir.
sorry.
We can't use the pull function here. PUL.
Okay. What pull is doing is it is actually pulling a vector from a data frame. Okay.
Okay.
Let's see what's the pull function doing, right? I don't know if help will get it or not. Oh yeah, yeah. Pull. I got it. What is the input for the pull? What is the input for the pull or argument?
Okay.
It's a table of data. Okay.
Data table.
Okay. And then it's asking you to give you a variable, and the var is a optional
Yeah.
argument, isn't
Okay.
it? Okay. It's an optional argument because already default is given. Okay. You can do this also. Let us copy this and see.
So in this vector also, if we give -4, it will remove the first 4 numbers. That's
No. See, what will happen? What do you think the answer should be? If you say -4, you want say 1, 2, 3, 4. All 4 has to be removed.
it's
What I do is that
16.
the shortcuts don't work here, I guess. Okay. So let us see. What happened?
only 4 removed. Fourth number.
Okay. If I want to remove what you said, remove the first 4. How does it know you're talking about the first 4? Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Now, why did I have to put it in C? Right? If I don't put it in C, I am not sure. I don't have much control on what will happen. Let's see what will happen. It says no. Okay. Because there is, if you just run this one, the answer is -1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
If we
So
put a
there is,
bracket,
yeah, there is nothing like a 0 vector. No, I mean, you're asking it to give me the 0th element of a vector. There is nothing called a 0th element, right?
Yes.
That is why it's saying, that is why if you look at the error, what we got, okay, this is what we asked for, right? The error is that only zeros makes negative subscript, right? Something to do with this thing. That is why I had to put it in a concatenate function and then say this has to be minus.
Yes.
Okay. Is it clear?
yes,
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. You can use, yeah, I think this is exactly what they asked. Let us copy that and see between the brackets and see what's happening. 1, 4. They'll give you the first, second, and the 5th element. Okay. If elements in your vector have names, you can extract them by name. To do so, place a vector of names in the bracket, and let's run this and then say what is vec2. Okay. Yeah, this is good. Okay. So they're asking if you want to get alpha and beta. So alpha is 1 and beta is 2. Okay. Okay. If you want to add more elements, will that be possible? For example, for vex2, I want to concatenate will that work? Okay. Do you have any doubts? I mean, are you understanding what I'm trying to do?
sir. Adding to the first week.
Yeah, because I'm just concatenating. I'm just adding. Yeah. Okay. 1 second. I think it'd be better if I turn on my video. Okay. So we are just adding.
Sir, I have a doubt.
Yeah,
How
yeah,
this
please.
addition? We
Which
in
addition?
the sixth line, we have taken that vector second,
Yeah.
vector 2, and we are in that we are asked you to show that where does the addition happen, sir? How any like
In the last.
okay, sir. So C
Okay.
delta equal
We are
concatenate.
we're saying, take
Yes,
this
sir.
and then add this to that. Nah?
Okay, sir.
If I would have done this, see, this is nothing but delta equals to 4. This is what we'll get.
Yes.
Okay. But to this, if I say concatenate what will happen? See what happens?
Okay.
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 So the concatenation always happens in the end.
Okay.
You can say 1 to 9, and then you can say concatenate 12.
Okay.
You see,
Okay.
1 to 9 and then 12. Okay.
Understood.
There is no change that is happening with the
Okay.
vector 2, right? Vector 2 is still this.
Yes, sir.
We're just adding it to show. If I still ask it what is vector 2, vector 2 will still be vector 2.
Okay.
Alpha, beta, gamma. Okay. So one other thing is that in additions, what will happen is when you're adding two vectors, it will do an element wise.
Okay.
So 1 will be added to 1, 2 will be added to 2, 3 will be added to 3, and so on. So if I run the code, it's 2, 4, 6, 8, it's double, right? But now the question can be if I want to. Okay, we have created vector 2, no? Let's see if there is a vector 2 here. Vector 2 is not found. Let us create a vector 2. Okay. Continue. Sorry. Okay. Vector 2 is this. Now I can say add 1, 2, 3, or I can just say this now 1, 2, 3, 1. See, you see now?
Yes.
Okay. I can also do the same operation by saying 2 into vector 2. It will be the same. No? Okay.
Yes.
Am I clear?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So then can I say, okay, 2 into vector 2 is, let me call this vector 3. Okay. And then if I ask it vector 3 plus vector 2. Okay. That's it.
Yes.
Okay. Now, if I say take this vector, let me call this as vector 1. Okay. Okay. This is vector 1 plus vector 1. Okay. So now the question was, if I add vector 1 to vector 2, what will be the result?
Only the first three elements got added, sir.
Okay. Anand, what about you?
Those are the same. First three numbers will be added, remaining numbers will be the same. For the
Okay. Okay. What about you, Shruti? What about Subarna? What about Frederick, sir? What do you think will happen?
I think the first three numbers
First three will add.
will be
Okay.
But we didn't tell alpha, gamma, beta, and gamma in vector one now, sir. So maybe
alpha.
sir.
Yes,
Okay, let
Maybe
us.
error.
I
Okay.
think error may be there or first three, 1, 2, 3.
Okay. Let us see. Okay. Rest all I'm going to comment out. You know? What happened? Let me comment out others also so that you will actually. Only one out. What is it
It
saying?
gave
It added the first three, but it also gave a warning that the vector 1 and vector 2 are not same. Okay, they are of different length.
Yes, sir.
Okay. This was not possible earlier because this is a earlier it just used to straight up say a warning that see vector 2 and vector 1 are not same length, I cannot add it. Okay.
Oh,
But now it is adding it, but it's giving you warning. If you know what you're doing, it is good. Okay. But if you don't know, then it's really going to be a problem. Okay. You understand? Like, for example, you have data on, you're thinking that you have data on all the districts here, but somehow some got deleted or whatever. And now you're trying to add them both. And once you add, that order is no longer maintained. Nah? So one-on-one is not happening. So that you have to be careful about. Okay? This is vectors recycling. Okay. Now, this is just the same thing what we did. Nah? Like,
So in this, I have a doubt. So
yeah.
we want to add 5 to every numbers of the vector. Then we just have to give vec plus 5.
Yeah.
So that it will be added to every number.
Yeah. For example, vec 1, nah? Vec 1 plus 5.
Okay.
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 One number is added to every number, no? That's what happens.
Yes.
Yes.
Now, data types.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Which of these is not an atomic data type? Okay. Interesting. What is an atomic data type? Hmm?
I have no idea. Atomic data type never had.
I think symbols.
So for that we have to look at this video. Okay. So we have the transcripts here as well. You can type. Oh, interestingly, there's nothing called atomic. Okay. Anyway, atomic means 10. That is the simplest form of data in the sense that it's a see the number 10 is a single object in R. Na? You can have a vector of numbers that's one level above the atomic. Okay, you can have a collection of vectors that is actually a data table or a data frame, isn't it? So
Yes.
the singlest or the most smallest data type here is what they're asking for. Let's see, integer could be, let me submit the answer. They're saying incorrect, try again.
No, that means
Integer, logical, raw, simple, complex, character, complex. Okay, let's try complex. Incorrect.
Numeric.
Integer.
Everything we have to try. Huh?
Logical.
Simple is the answer. What they're trying to say is integer. So these are all the different atomic data types that are available in R. Okay, you can have a character, which can again, which is like a string variable, and then you can have a collection of characters, which is like a vector of string variables, right? Character vector, and then you can have data like that. You can have double same, but simple. I'm also not sure what. I think we'll have to look at this video in our own times. Huh? What type
Integer.
of data is 1L?
Integer.
Okay, integer or numeric?
Numeric or double.
Integer. Okay. What do you think that is? It's actually double. Okay, long format. Okay.
Character.
Incorrect. Why?
It's characters.
Characters. It has
Yeah. Yeah. Because it is a quotation. Okay. Let us look at that. One class is numeric. 1L class is an integer. Okay. 1L in quotations
character.
class is a character. Okay. Only true and false can be a character. Sorry, a logical vector. Okay. There is no other option. For example,
Yes.
is 1 equals to 1? Okay, that's a question that you want to ask, and you can ask its class. What should its class be?
True or false?
Logical.
Logic.
Okay. I mean, it can be 1 is 1 equals to 2. That's also logical because that's amounting to be false, isn't it?
Yes.
This would be false, no?
Yes.
So I hope you understand what true false is, because some of the arguments within a function takes this logical argument, right? For example, if else. Okay. If else, the first argument for if else needs to be a logical argument. For filter also. Right? If you remember, for filter, we are saying age less than 45. Okay. So that's actually creating a logical vector.
Yes.
And wherever that logical operation is turned out to be true, only those will be filtered out, or only those rows will be taken and given to you. Am I clear?
Yes.
Yes.
Is it clearer now? The filter?
Yes.
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 Okay. Okay. Create a vector of integers from 1 to 5. You can imagine why you might want to use integers instead of doubles. Why? 1 to 5, isn't it?
Yes.
You get my point? When you say this, if I ask its class now, okay, if I ask its class, what's its class going to be?
English.
Integer. Okay. It's asking to create a vector of integers. But then if I say 1 and then look at its class, what is its class? It's a numeric. Okay. But if I ask what is the class of 1L, it's an integer. They're asking to create integers. So what they're expecting the answer to be is 1L, comma 2L, comma 3L, comma 4L, comma 5L. Sorry. It's one and the same. Even this and this. The output is same, isn't it? But now, let us see if it will really work or not.
Okay.
Okay.
Sir, I have a doubt.
Yeah.
In see that parenthesis, if we just create 1 to 5 instead of 1L, 2L, 3L, 4L, it will be integer or numeric, sir.
That is my. I think all numerics are integers and something like that. Yeah, I think the way it is treating is different. But yeah. So this should work, 1 by 2 and 1L by 2 should also be the same.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay, it's asking computers must use finite amount of memory to store decimal numbers, which can sometimes require finite precision. As a result, some decimals can only be saved as very precise approximations. From time to time, you'll notice side effects of this imprecision, like below. Compute the square root of 2. Square the answer and multiply, that means multiply, and then subtract 2 from the result. Let's see. Okay. So what they're saying is compute the square root of 2. How do we compute the square root of 2?
SQRT.
SQRT of 2. This is the answer.
Okay.
And then we'll save it as X. Okay. And then what are they saying? And square the answer. How do you square X?
2x.
2X? It's 2 times X. It's not X squared.
X squared.
How do you do X square? How do you write it in R? X raised to the power 2. Okay. And let us save this as Y. Let me first write X square so that you guys understand. X square is 2. Okay. Because X is the square root of 2. Now then once it's asking, then subtract 2 from the result. Okay. So then we'll say X minus Y minus 2 is this much. That means it is 16 zeros. Then 0.44 something something. Okay. Sorry. It is 0.16 zeros. 4.44892. So that means these number of digits will have to amount to 16. Okay. You get my point?
Yes.
If it is e to the raised to the power minus 14, that means there are all these digits are 14. Okay. Get my point? There has to be
Yes.
one more zero. Okay. Anyway, this is how it is represented. Basically, if you would have expected the precision to be exact, you would expect zero, na? The answer to be zero, because you're actually squaring the square root, and then you're asking it to remove 2 from it. So answer should be 0, but then it's not 0, it's a small number. Okay, that means that imprecision is due to this finite amount memory calculation or whatever. Okay, you get my point? That's what
Yes.
they're trying to say. How many types of data can you put in a single vector? Come on, answer this question.
We could put all kind of data now, so numeric, character,
As many as
symbol.
you like.
Okay. Let me try that. Okay. I'll say my vector is, so it has to be C, not vector, right? C. Then C, let me put 1. 1 is a number. I can put logical. Is that possible? Oh, numeric, character also I can put, no?
Yes.
Shruti is a character. Then logical, true, false, true. Okay, let's try this. Okay, this should work, right? Theoretically, by what you're trying to say. Okay, it worked. Okay. But then when I ask its class, what should it be?
Character, all are character.
It's all shown as character.
Yeah, why? Because
One character is there. Means
one was character there, so it assumed all or everything is character.
but then if I say now we say
Yeah, it's logical. Okay.
okay. But now
If you put integers, like
okay, what
number and
integer you want to put?
decimal, then what will be the last?
1, 2, okay. So true and false is being converted as 0 and 1. Let me show that to you again. Okay. So you have to be very careful when you're creating vectors also. Okay. Are you understanding what I'm trying to say?
Yes.
Play. Yeah, be careful when you play with fire. No? So a lot of our assumptions might be wrong. Okay. So as many as you like is not possible. 6, I don't know how they came up to this number. It must be because of this 6 different 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 things. But that also is not true. We can only keep one kind. Okay. Because that is the beauty about vector. But now see what I'll do. Sorry, this is what we tried to put, right? One numeric, one character, one this thing, isn't it? But instead of C, I'm going to call it a list. And now it says, okay, this is the list that I've created. Now I can look at the class actually. Class will be a list, but I can go a little further. I'm going to map the function class to everything and then see what the result is. It's going to say the first element is a numeric, the second element is a character, the third element is a logical. So list is a little more powerful. Okay, but it's a little complicated because there are lists, nested lists and things, lists of data frames, list of characters, list of vectors, a lot of things are there. Am I
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
confusing you, or am I
Yes, sir. Yes,
making things
No, sir.
clear?
So this list contains 3 vectors, no,
it's
sir?
clear, sir.
Yeah, 3 vectors. Okay.
Okay.
The way we can find out that is we can say there is a function called structure as well. List of 3. For the first one is a numeric, second one is a character, third one is a logical. Okay. We can have a list of vectors as well, list of data frames as well. We can actually include iris data set here. Okay. And now it says that there are 4 elements in them. The first one is numeric, second one is the character, third one is the thing, and the fourth one is a data frame. And data frame itself has 150 observations and 5 variables. The first observation is the sepal width, first variable out of these 5 is sepal length, and it's a numeric of 1 to 50 characters. And then the first element is this. So now my question is, if I want to extract this 5.1, how will I extract? We learned about indexing. Remember?
Yes.
Okay, let me save this list first as something, not structure. Let us call it my list. Is that okay?
Okay.
So my list is here. I want you to tell me how I can extract this 5.1. There can be more than one ways, but I want you all to pitch in, because indexing is really a skill. But once you get the concept, it's easy. Okay, I'll give you the start, right? Now, for my my list, if I say, what is the first element? What will the answer be?
5.1.
Huh?
5.1.
5.1.
Why will
One number.
5.1 be? See, what is my list? What does it contain?
Numeric character.
It
Oh, no,
contains
sir,
a list of things. Okay.
List of things.
It contains 4 things, right? Here you see. First is a numeric, Shruti is there, true is there, and a data frame is there. Now I'm asking it, what is my list 1? What do you think the answer is?
1.
Numeric.
The first.
Name number 1.
Numeric.
Numeric 1.
Just 1. Okay. It is giving you the first element. See, if I ask you, what is the class of this? What do you think the class is?
Numeric.
Okay, you'll be surprised. What is it?
List.
Okay. So then, how do I know? Okay, if I look at the structure, it's a list of one thing, number. So my question is, what will happen if I do this? Then also I should be able to go to, what am I doing? I'm asking the first element of that list, isn't it?
Okay.
So then it should give us the number, no? Numeric, right? Class, if I ask the class, it should be,
Numeric.
Numeric.
Number.
but why is it still a list? Because the way you ask a list, the indexing of a list is a little different. Okay. This bracket does not go beside this. This goes inside it, in the sense that it is this how you ask a list. Now you see. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So vector is using a single bracket, square bracket. Whereas for a list, it is two square brackets. No, yeah, this you have to remember, because by looking at this output itself, I'm able to tell that this is a list which contains a vector. Okay, that is what it is saying. It's a list contains a vector. The other way we can actually get it is that we can say my list, and we can use the original $sign.
Okay.
But then ideally, if the list is named, we'll get it. But right now, because we know the list cannot be named, because this is given as one. Nah? We know that anything cannot be named with numbers.
Yes.
We
No
can,
object.
anything, yeah. What are all the names that objects we use? Numbers, special character, we cannot use. So now let us do one thing. This is the my list that I've created. Okay. I'll call it my list. I'll create one more my list one. And then this time I'll say x equals to. And now what is my list one? Sorry. So it says it's a name list. Now if I say my list $, see now when I said my list $, what happened?
It's you're showing objects in there.
It's turned on. Now we can say my list. There's a name listing, so it's saying no. Anyway. Okay, let us continue our this part. Okay. Next topic. We already went to list, no? No, types. We are in types. Yeah, this one is clear. 14 point is clear. Okay, so one, no? Submit
Yes.
answer. Correct. Now, character or an object. Which of the following names object are object names? What is the difference between object names and character strings? Okay. Which of the following are object names here?
Foo, mu,
Who?
a,
Mu,
a.
A.
Hey,
You know that right now? One
Yes.
L and quotation one L. We made that mistake. No, we did not look at the quotations around. Now we are talking about lists. Actually, it's again very good video. I think you can just go through it once. It's 1.5 minutes, so I think you can do it in your own time. Okay, which data structure could you use to store these pieces of data in the same object? 101, true, and stories. Which one?
List.
List. Because when we tried
Yes.
this as a character, what happened? When we tried this as a this thing, it became a
Character.
character. But if you want to save it as a list, it is a list. Okay.
Yes.
Submit answer. Make a list that contains the elements, this is, and give each element a name. Okay. So this is what they asked, right? We have to give each element a name. I'll call this A equals to this, B equals to this, and then C equals to this. And then I'm going to say, this is my list too. Okay. And then I can ask what my list is. Okay. A, B, C. So what I can do now is I can do my list dollar A, my list dollar B, my list dollar C, and then see what happens.
List 2.
Oh, it's my list 2.
Yes.
See? The same thing what I can do is if I say my list to $1, what I'll do is I'll just I want to ask if this is the same as this. It's true. But then I'm we're trying to look at the class. See, this is one of the things I wanted to point out. See, this is a giving out as a numeric, right?
Yes.
Whereas the second one is giving us out a list. But when you're asking it whether this is the same as this, it is saying true. So we have to be a little careful. Okay. Okay. Anyway, ideally, what should happen is I should put this also in a square bracket. Then it is true. Anyway, let us go to the next one. So number logical string, that's what they're calling it things. Extract number, this. Okay, so you can do it 2 ways. You can say things dollar number, one other way, and other thing is things $1 because it's a list. Okay, these both are the same. I'll tell you, if I don't use things $1, I just use $1. Okay. You see the output. Okay, it is actually giving us the list. The second output is actually a list. You getting my point?
Yes.
Okay. So to make a data frame with data frame function, which works similar to this and list, assemble okay. They're asking us how to create a data frame, data.frame. How to do it?
Numbers equal to numbers.
Equal to
NUMS is given as
NUMS. Then
log is equal to
Logical is LOGS.
6 equal to
Things equal to STR.
let us submit the answer. Good job. Okay. Let me add 5 and see. I'm just adding one extra vector here. And now I'll try to run the code. What happened?
The last row is only one row.
So the reason is, now when we're working with one higher level, that is a data frame, now they're being a little more specific. They're saying no. Earlier, warning was there, no? Now they're saying no longer that warnings. We are not allowing this to happen. Okay? Because a lot can go wrong. Okay. So now either you add
Yes, sir.
false, or interestingly, I can say
NA.
just see. Okay, what will happen?
Okay.
What was the last one?
That is
So
false.
answer is false. So it evaluated and then put it. Okay. If I would have put this whole thing in quotations again,
Okay.
okay. So this is no longer a logical
Logic.
vector. It's a factor now. Okay. Because true, these are one factor, false is one factor, and Arun Mitra is considered to be a string. Okay. Okay. One other thing I just wanted to do is that instead of data frame, I'll try and use it as use as stable function. Okay. Let's see if it will work. Okay. Okay. Both of them are giving the same result.
Yes, sir.
Okay. See, this is a factor. This is a character. Okay. So what actually happens is a data frame. See here also. This is a character. This is a factor. Okay. A data frame usually assumes that all characters are factors when it is loading things. Okay, but it might be possible that, see, this is all very unique. Na? Apple, banana, carrot, parrot, duck. They're not. They're just. They could be just names, isn't it? These, yeah, I would understand that. Okay, true, false, and this maybe you're considering them to be factors because there are 3 different levels. So I agree. Okay? But here it is. This I don't agree to be a factor. So in order to have better control, what Tibble does is it does not by default change characters into factors. You get one of the reasons why we should use this? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. How to extract a column? How to extract a column?
Select function.
Okay.
Select the
n number. Okay. Let us assume that we want to extract logicals. Okay.
Okay.
So what?
5.
Sorry. 5.
Select logical.
Logical. Okay, this is one way. The other way is to just use a $sign. Okay. And the other thing is use pull. Na? Okay.
Yes.
I'll tell you. One of the, I mean, all the 3 outputs. Okay. So when you're saying select logicals, it's actually going to give you, okay. I don't know if this will work. Let's see.
Only that column.
Okay, it's getting that column. Now, if I want to look at the class of this, whatever output we asked for, it's a data frame.
Oh,
Okay, so the output of the tidy select is actually a data frame.
indeed.
Okay, now let us look at what pull is doing. Select is giving you a table. Pull is actually giving you a vector. Okay,
Yes.
it's not giving you as a this thing. And now if you look at the class of pull is actually factor. Okay, now this is one and the same in the sense pull and this dollar sign is actually going to give us a vector output, whereas select
Okay.
is the thing that is going to give us a data
Data
frame
frame.
or a table output. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
So packages, I think.
Okay, sir.
Forgot
What
to load.
does this common error suggest? Object dash does not exist. Means you misspelled object name or you forgot to load a package or either. Correct. Yeah, we all know how to load a package, no?
Yes.
No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So they are also not updated themselves actually. Tidyverse now loads how many packages? How many?
9.
9. What are the rest other 3? Stringar,
Okay.
then Lubridate
Lubricate, yes.
and maybe here it's not showing. I think I should restart the session.
The another one package is for pets.
Oh, for cats, right? Yeah. For cats is for categorical. It's nothing but your factors and categories. So for cats, okay. Factor categories. Yeah. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think I'm using an older version of Tidyverse, but the newer one also loads Lubridate,
Yes.
isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I think you already know this codes and no codes. Install packages. Yeah. How do you do that? Install dot
Yes.
packages. Then they're asking us to install dplyr. How would you do it? Dplyr, isn't it?
Deep layers.
Isn't it?
Yes, sir.
But then the error will come.
Okay.
That
So
is
we
why
have to.
quotes. When we are saying library, we don't need quotes. Okay. For installing packages, we need quotes. Unable to install because this is a cloud version, so they're not asking. Yeah, anyway, they are congratulating us to finish this. This is the basics that we have done. This is the programming basics. Maybe next time we can go to the visualization basics. But are you guys free now, or you want some more time?
So actually, I need to go to department for a conference work. So I may take a
Oh,
leave
okay.
by one. Because this week is very chaotic with work, sir.
Okay. No. Okay, Parthi, I just wanted to ask you, were you able to work on any of the this thing, QMD file?
The last class what we did is the final, sir. I didn't open
Okay,
anything
after
after.
that. We
Yes.
could not.
After this conference, September 5, I will be free, sir. I will be
Yeah,
working.
that's okay. Subarna, I think you're busy, no? You were also not able to work.
Yes, sir. Previous week there was examination going on in the department.
Frederick sir, were you able to work?
Yes, I have done.
Okay.
Using that RDS saving as the thing.
Yeah. Can you quickly for 10 minutes show us? Is that okay?
I'm not having my laptop now.
Oh, okay.
But I can put on the group.
Yeah, you can put on the group. And I think Anand, what about you?
So myself, I couldn't do anything. I just go through the QMD document, share it to group.
Okay. Were you all able to run in the file that Lokesh has shared?
Yes, I could.
What about you, Frederick sir? Were you able to? So you were working on your own thing, right? Yeah.
Yes, I saw the video. I saw the video again.
Okay. Shruti, were you able to work on Lokesh's file? Were you able to load it?
Yes, sir. Just but to load.
Okay, then I think we can stop here. I think what you want the next one, you want us to go through these primers once, but I'm hoping that you guys will have some time to work on. So when do you want the next session to be?
I think we will discuss in the group and sir, because Lokesh is not here.
Yeah. Okay.
I think 2 is.
Yeah, I'm free on even Independence Day. So if you want on Tuesday, usually we can do it on the day as well. But I know you guys will be busy. But you just decide whenever. Okay.
Sure.
Okay. But I want to ask you.
Time is okay.
Sorry. No, I was not able to hear what Shruti said. Okay, no, what do you want the next one to be? Of course, one of you or a couple of you, I want you to present what QMD work you have done. But apart from that, if you want, are these primers helpful? Are we wasting time here?
No, sir. It was very helpful.
No, sir, it was helpful.
Okay, what about you, Frederick, sir?
Yes, helpful.
Okay, then if you, I would like one more request then. Okay, I want you to find out which one we should go for next. Okay, I want you to tell me which primer next. Okay. Maybe in the group you can just put. Okay, we can do a couple of more also if you want, because yeah, there are quite a bit of tutorials and things we can do, but I want you guys to tell me which one we can go for. Okay.
Yes.
Okay then. Yeah. Bye. See you.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.